We had something pretty exciting happen in our family a couple of days ago. One of my nieces who lives in Dallas, she and her husband now have a child that they have adopted, little Henry. And I got to tell you, when the text went out that this adoption went through, our whole extended family that was on this text thread, we were so excited. People were crying. My grandchildren cheered loudly because they now have a new cousin. In fact, here's how they responded. It's just a whole family celebrating a new child being adopted in. Well, I mention that because, of course, that's how God and the angels of heaven celebrate whenever somebody who's lost comes to the Lord. He has adopted you and adopted me as his dearly loved son and daughter. The Apostle Paul talks about this in the book of Galatians. He tells the Galatians in Galatians chapter 4, because you are children, God sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts, the Spirit who calls out, Abba, Father. So you are no longer a slave, but a child. And since you are a child, God has also made you an heir. You are not a slave of God. You are a beloved, adopted son or daughter. This is so important to understand as we start studying the spiritual practices like meditation that we talked about this past weekend. You don't have to do these things in order to get God to love you or get God to bless you. You are not proving anything by those spiritual practices. You're a child of God. He loves you so much. There's nothing that my new little nephew Henry had to do to qualify to be adopted into his family. They just extended love toward him. He couldn't do anything if he wanted to qualify to be adopted into that family. They just enveloped him into their love. And so there's nothing you have to do. Through praying, through meditating, through fasting, or what other spiritual practices you choose, you're not qualifying, you're not earning God's love. Those things are ways for you to experience the love that God already has for you. You are as beloved of God as little Henry is by his new mom and dad. You remember that, and that's going to motivate you to do those spiritual practices more because they're just opportunities for you to soak in the love and the grace of God. Remember that, and you're going to have a great day.